loud, super strong, super green, got me super gone. All right, so D, I don't know if that's gonna be a copyright.
Stacking in my bag. Yeah, stacking in my bag. I like crypto grind. Currency's flowing, every coins on my mind. My coin base the upper, watch your numbers climb. In this damn fine, feeling so prime. Hustle these protocols, phones in the van. Emptying out my radar, I can't understand. Trapping on the way, watch me move the plan. Holding diamond hands in this crypto land. Got my eyes on the prize, making moves like a king. Every transaction hit a cash register ring. Ride a blockchain, we won't never be slow. In the world of finance, let the profit.
If you're holding real world assets, utility assets, you are a bank.
Yeah, of course, we go over the news and stuff, but we just do what feels natural when we be doing our thing.
You gotta get this money on.
Camera's not showing up. Okay.
Y'all, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in over there on YouTube. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. We got a couple things to talk about, but first, before we even get into anything, we need y'all to hit that like button, run the likes up over here on YouTube, and we also need y'all to go to Instagram, go to the BlockNation IG. Make sure y'all follow on the Instagram. Follow the Instagram and like the last 3 posts. Like the last 3 posts. If you ain't following it already, go ahead and follow. And then go to the last 3 posts, like the last 3 posts for us. Last 4 if you feel nice, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta get the engagement up. Then we'll get started. Once
Make sure y'all follow Instagram, Facebook. Make sure y'all follow everything.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, for those tapping in, go to the IG BlockNation Network. The IG right there. With like the last couple posts. But hey, we got some stuff to talk about though. We got some stuff to talk about. So while y'all I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. We got a couple things to talk about, man. We got another AI executive order that came out. It looks like it came out on, was this Thursday? Hold on. This AI executive order on November 24th. It's called Launching the Genesis Mission. So we're gonna talk about that AI executive order. So it looked like they ramped up 2026. They getting ready for it. I'm trying to tell y'all. We're gonna talk about that executive order, what that executive order is, what it's about. And then we gotta talk about how crypto look like they have tied the or wired the sovereign debt to crypto volatility. So we're gonna talk about that and how crypto could definitely be the catalyst or what they'll use to solve the US debt crisis. So we're gonna talk about that. We got a couple things to go over. We're gonna talk about Trump a little bit today with World Liberty Financial. We're gonna talk about some self-custody, and how it's a right, and that's from Hester Pierce. We got a couple great articles to go over today. So make sure y'all tap into that IG. Make sure y'all run them likes up for us. And then for those that signing up for the class, we do got that Intro to DeFi class tomorrow. So make sure y'all tap into that Intro to DeFi class. You get a free month in the Patreon for those that sign up. So that class is gonna be tomorrow. The link for that is in the bio. It's in the description. Just tap on that link tree, or you can tap on the link in the description. It'll take you right to the link. But that was a request. Y'all requested that class, so make sure y'all tap in. That's gonna be a live class, Intro to DeFi. So make sure y'all tap in. Let's see. So let's go ahead and get started. Dang, what we gonna start? I guess I'm gonna start. Let's start. I want to talk about Hester Pierce real quick about self custody. Especially for the newbies who need to understand the importance of self custody. But she's saying crypto self custody is a fundamental right. So we're gonna get into that.
Okay. See
And
what
this is Hester Pierce from the SEC, by the way. Hester Pierce from the SEC. So
see what see what see what he's talking about over there. What are you talking about? I thought the SEC was supposed to, go the other way when it came to this shit. They still talking over there.
yeah,
They must
because
not got nothing going on, fam. They must not got nothing going on.
they
Nothing
bored.
better. Yeah, they
They
are.
bored.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's get into it. So crypto self-custody is a fundamental right, and this is the SEC's Hester Pierce speaking out on this. So Pierce explicitly stated that owning and holding your crypto, not relying on a third-party custodian, is a fundamental right. She framed privacy she framed financial privacy, which is the ability to hold assets privately without forced intermediaries, as part of the liberty philosophy central to the U.S., questioning why people should be forced to go through someone else to hold my assets. Pierce also argued that the assumption many regulators make that privacy equals wrong behavior is backwards. She says privacy should be the default, not the exception. This comes amid broader crypto custody rulemaking efforts. The SEC, under her influence, has as head of the agency's crypto task force, is attempting to create a clear is attempting to create clear frameworks that allow for self-custody tokenization and blockchain native asset custody rather than forcing a traditional banking custody model on crypto assets. So there's growing support, at least from some regulators, that crypto ownership should remain in the hands of individuals if they choose, and self-custody should be protected, not restricted. So yeah, this is very important, especially to me because I'm with that. We shouldn't be forced to go through third parties and stuff.
Okay.
Um, so yeah. Now I will be honest with y'all. I think they'll let us self custody in these early days, but I don't think it's gonna be like forever. Self custody is gonna eventually go away. Like it just is what it is. Like
Right.
with regulations and the market structure and all that, like I don't see self custody being around too much longer. So don't get comfortable. You're just gonna have to adapt for real, for real. But that just is what it is. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Y'all
Okay.
think custody gonna be around for a while, or y'all think it's gonna be short lived?
So you think buying a ledger, buying a decent wallet is going to be a thing of the past, soon?
Eventually, yeah. Because
Hmm.
the newbies that's coming in when the mainstream when the sheep get in, they ain't gonna know what a cold wallet is. They're not gonna do that. It's too much. It's too much work, too much to keep up with. People ain't gonna be able to keep up with the seed phrases. I mean, unless they figure out a way to, make this seamless, but people don't like stuff like that. You gotta really be into something to do what we doing. You gotta be into it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? That ain't
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
people are gonna want to do. People are lazy. They would rather pay a broker. That's just what it is. That's why people paying brokers now. People would rather just pay a broker and not
Yeah.
deal with it.
That's right. That's why we keep our money in the bank now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's just like, oh no, they can hold the money for us. It's convenient. We don't have to hold it at the crib, or you know what I mean?
Yep.
Which I guess so. Like, if you got large sums of money, like, you know, most people probably feel safer if they just like put it somewhere where they don't got to worry about it. But
Yep.
but at the same time, they get to do whatever they want. They get to
Yeah.
do
We'll
whatever they
see.
want.
We'll see. So yeah, that was pretty much yeah, that was pretty much all I had on that. But was yeah, so we'll see how long it lasts. I think, but for right now, self custody is the way in my opinion. It's better for you to hold the actual asset, operate like a bank, which is why we're showing you guys DeFi, and just pushing that and drilling that because that's a flex. That's gonna be a crazy
Mhm.
flex to literally be operating as a bank. So so yeah, we can go over this China. I want to talk about China real quick because China is making plans to crack down on crypto payments and stablecoins.
Yeah, China be I don't know why they be doing their people like this, man. Um, so China regulators say that crypto trading and payments have quietly picked back up despite past bans. So they're preparing stricter rules and stronger enforcement to curb the use of cryptocurrency and especially stablecoins inside of China. Uh, so basically, virtual assets aren't legal tender in China and can't be used like money. So basically, who's involved is the People's Bank of China met with multiple agencies, including the Public Security, Cyberspace Administration, and others. They agreed to tighten coordination, monitor money flows, and stop people and companies from using crypto to bypass rules. They want to know what you're spending your money on. They do not want you having these assets over there. Well, yeah, definitely over there because they keep such a tight ship on, what the people are doing. So this is throwing their whole shit off. But Hong Kong, like we said before, Hong Kong is different. They must be talking about China mainland because officials say that stablecoins could be used for anonymous payments and cross-border transfers, right? Fraud, illegal fundraising, and capital flight. They so concerned with people doing fraud, fam. Like when they be doing the biggest fraud, fam. Like shit's crazy. It's the same shit. Fraud, illegal this, anti-money laundering, like whatever, laundering money, whatever. Like, come on, fam. That makes it harder for regulators to track money and control the financial risk. So they basically telling you they want to control what you are spending. They want to see what you are spending your money on, fam. So for anybody, I don't know if we reach China. I know there's a couple people that follow us from China. Fam, they're telling you they want to control you, fam. That's what China is saying. I digress. So PetroChina is studying stablecoin settlement for certain cross-border deals and looking at Hong Kong's digital payment framework. This drew extra scrutiny from mainland regulators. Earlier this year, China's security regulators reportedly asked big Hong Kong brokerage to pause tokenization plans, showing caution even outside the mainland. At the same time, some parts of the government are exploring yuan-backed stablecoins as regulated alternative to the dollar stablecoins, aligned with China's rules. What this likely means is inside China's mainland is going to be tougher enforcement against using crypto and stablecoins for payments and transfers, and it's going to be way more monitoring of suspicious flows and less room for workarounds. And then for businesses, this is going to be higher compliance risk if experimenting with tokenization or stablecoin settlements linked to the mainland. And then in Hong Kong, pilots may face pressure if they are seen as creating backdoors. And then for markets, short-term negative sentiment for use case over in China, but in the longer term, a potential pivot towards tightening control yuan-dominated stablecoin models under state oversight. So basically, China is doubling down on stopping crypto and stablecoin payments at home, citing the financial risk, the fraud, etc. But it's also exploring the pathway to regulations. Basically, they on some BS, fam. They on some BS over there.
God,
I ain't moving to China. I ain't moving to China. I'll tell you that right now.
Communism, gang. That's that communist shit. That's that communism. They gotta control. They control the hell out their citizens. That shit is crazy.
That shit is wild. Shout out to anybody that's in China, because I know a couple people follow us from China, but man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, that was basically the main thing. They want more control over their businesses, over their people. And it's the crazy thing about it is like they got the most populated area out of anybody in the world.
Man, look, China wants control, and they don't want their people. They don't want their people to be liberated. So they're not giving them. They're not going to give them easy access to getting in on this wealth transfer. They don't want their people to have anything to do with the wealth transfer. They want them to completely miss it and just depend on them and depend on that check every month.
It's like hold up.
The United States can have the same agenda. I know I'll be talking shit about the majority, but I don't think we'll let it get that far. If we do, that's like a long time from now. I think that might be like 30, 40 years from now. If they ever get to the point of communism, like
we always like several years behind China. Whatever China does, we do follow, but it takes some time. to get adjusted.
But the
But
type of control, well, I don't know. Then again, we kind of are because we're getting ready to like. That's why we gotta go over this AI executive order. Um, yeah. We gotta go over that because I'm trying to figure out ways to talk about this and not get too deep and get the lives removed. Because um, 'cause certain things have already taken place, but I think we got a little while. I think we got a little while before it gets to the point. But I think the
yeah,
people end up fighting back. Americans are too entitled. Y'all gotta remember what country this is. I won't say who, but y'all know entitlement is a motherfucker in this country. So,
mhm.
I don't think that they gonna let it happen. If y'all catch my drift here, I'm just saying, entitlement's a motherfucker here. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if they're successful, but too many people here don't. It's not gonna go for that. Uh, so yeah. So let's go ahead. So let's talk about AI real quick. I'll just go ahead and get into this AI article because I thought this was a good one. Well, once I came across, I don't know how I missed this the other day because it's right here on White House. What is this? WhiteHouse.gov. So launch. It's called the Genesis mission. It's called the Genesis mission. So let me see. So
Genesis.
launching the Genesis mission, huh?
No. I said Genesis. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Genesis. I thought that was that stuck out to me as well. So that's the first book of the Bible, right? Supposed to
Hmm.
be. That's what they told us. So what is the Genesis mission in simple terms? So the Genesis mission is a federal government initiative directed by the U.S. Department of Energy, which is the DOE, signed into law by Donald J. Trump. So its goal is to build a unified, high-performance AI scientific research infrastructure by tapping decades of federal data, supercomputing resources, labs, and national level R&D assets. So the mission intends to deploy an integrated platform, the American Science and Security Platform, that provides access to supercomputers or cloud-based HPC, advanced AI modeling and simulation, AI agents to design or automate experiments, and secure data access. It enables the training of scientific foundation models, automating research workflows, generating predictions or designs for experiments, and drastically speeding up the pace of discovery across domains. So, energy materials, biotech, quantum science, microelectronics. So, the mission targets national scale challenges. So, energy dominance, including fusion, clean energy, grid modernization, materials and semiconductor advancement, biotechnology, quantum computing, quantum information science, advanced manufacturing. So essentially, the backbone technologies that could shape the future economic or technological order. Government agencies, national labs, universities, private sector innovators, and research infrastructure will collaborate. So it's a public private academic mobilization. So, in short, Genesis is being pitched as possibly the most ambitious U.S. science or technology mobilization in decades, likened to a modern day Manhattan Project, but for AI, tech, and scientific discovery. So the potential upside here is that the technology and energy revolution could shift the macro foundation, since we talk about macro economics a lot on this channel. So, of course, the energy reset potential with energy as a core focus, Genesis could lead the breakthroughs that dramatically lower energy costs, stabilize supply, and reduce a geopolitical energy risk that has knock-on effects for inflation, sovereign debt burdens, currency stability, global trade flows, and more, which are all things you watch. And then it's critical materials, the semiconductor, tech supply, chain leverage. So if Genesis advances semiconductor and material science, the U.S. could reclaim a lot of technological independence. So that strengthens national economies, reduces reliance on fragile global supply chains, and potentially alters how power and money flows globally. Power and money. You see how they snuck that in there? Power
Hmm.
and money flows globally. Relevant to the global reserve currency or system shift views that we talk about a lot. And then we have the accelerated innovation and hard asset modernization. So with AI driven science acceleration, we could see rapid development in materials, biotech, energy, quantum computing, meaning real world hard assets could appreciate in value or create new classes of value. So that's a big one. And then we have possible shift away from debt heavy economies. I'm gonna say that again. That's why we're gonna go into the next one. Possible shift away from debt heavy economies, or at least new tools to manage debt. So if energy and tech costs drop, productivity surges, and new industries emerge, governments might get physical breathing room. That might reduce reliance on destructive debt inflation cycles or weaken the case for money printing. Uh-oh.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they telling you to play on this in this
Definitely
document.
play in this bill, and they mask it with AI, so it's gonna go over the average person. That's why it's important to take these executive orders and at least run them through the AI, so they'll tell you what this
Yo,
is about and give you the breakdown.
this is my question. Do we even have enough energy to do all this shit, fam?
That's why they signing this bill so that we can. I guess they're trying to make a way for that.
Like for real, like y'all understand, like this is gonna take a lot of power to get this shit going. Man. Maybe that's why it took so long too.
Yeah, because they
We
got to
just
get that because we technologically are so fucking behind. Like
yeah.
with certain shit we should have been had when it comes to energy, and that type of stuff. Like we should have been tapped into, and then we're trying to catch up now. But that's what happens when you get a president and all he can. And this is coming from a lesbian. That all you got a president that was in there for 8 years and all he cared about was pushing gay rights and all that shit. Then you get the next one come in and he trying to clean that up. He don't know what he doing. He has no political background. Then you get Sleepy Joe to come in there. He slept the whole fucking 4 years, and then now we coming in, and now y'all trying to pick the shit up. You see how behind we are?
Because those whole times they had their own agendas that they wanted to push through.
Yeah, that they wanted to push through. But in turn, we got behind technologically when it comes to energy and all that stuff. We just got behind. I mean, we was getting behind before that, so it was already bad. So here we are playing catch up, and they trying to hurry up and throw these buildings up and all these different warehouses and trying to get all this energy and stuff. Trying to mine all this stuff. Like, bro, it is crazy how they trying to play catch up. So that's gonna lead me right into the how America accidentally wired its sovereign debt to crypto volatility. That leads me right into that, honestly. What's the executive order number? Let's see. Did they put the number on here?
She's about to die. Here we go.
No, just go to White House. It's on whitehouse.gov. Just go to whitehouse.gov, type in launching the Genesis mission, because I don't see a executive order number on here. Executive orders. Yeah, they didn't put the number, not visible where I can see. I don't have time to look for it. So yeah, just go to whitehouse.gov. It's right up there. So let's talk about how America accidentally wired its sovereign debt to crypto volatility. Talking about an accident. We know that this wasn't an accident. So yeah, this is we'll get into it. We'll just go over the article first, huh?
No, it wasn't no accident.
No, this wasn't an accident. This was planned. He told y'all that when he was running for president. He said maybe we'll get a little crypto. And we get the crypto to clean up the debt, to solve the debt crisis. He said it. He fucking told it. You know, just niggas won't listening. But he fucking told you. That's why it's no shock here. So yeah, let's get into it. And this is why, you know, this whole time since me and D have met and started going live, and even before we met each other, we have shout out to T, shout out to Kurt, all those people, those day one people that really broke down what was happening, because we are in the right shit. That's all I'm gonna say before we get started. Is just know that if you've been following BlockNation or following just macroeconomics and just really been looking at the macro side of crypto and the infrastructure side and, you know, the banking side, you in real world assets, you are on the right side of crypto when it's all said and done. We will have the last laugh. Okay, but I'm gonna say that before we get started. So but yeah, let's get into it. So this article is claiming that the common justification for crypto valuations that networks get stronger as more people join is often misunderstood or overstated. So according to the author of the article, many
past 24 hours have been. Sorry. Go ahead.
Many cryptocurrencies, especially layer one blockchains, don't exhibit the kind of positive network effects that warrant high valuations. Instead, they may even suffer negative network effects, such as increased congestion, higher fees, slower transactions, worse user experience. So, therefore, he's arguing that the market may be overvaluing many crypto assets based on faulty assumptions about growth potential and network utility. So, in essence, the article contends that much of the bullish narrative around more users, more value may be mathematically and structurally unsound. What'd you say?
I said,
Yeah. So this article is like a wake up call, but it reminded me that I'm in the right shit. But so what other experts and data say? And this is complexity and some pushback. So the idea isn't universally accepted. Some counter arguments also emerging in late 2025 say while user facing app style network effects might not scale cleanly in blockchains, real network effects in crypto exist at the infrastructure level. So like it's security, validator participation, liquidity, developer ecosystem, which are harder to value but can compound over time. Protocols with scalability improvements and infrastructure level growth may bypass the congestion reduced UX problem mentioned by the author. His name is Santos, which supports a longer term view of blockchain value that's not purely based on user count. So historical academic research suggests that while network effects do appear in crypto, they are not consistent enough to serve as a reliable valuation basis across the board. So from the recent 2025 market data and what we track daily, the crypto market has recently experienced heavy volatility, major sell-offs, institutional deleveraging, and a macroeconomic environment. So rates, liquidity, global risk that's pressuring high beta assets like crypto. So many institutional investors and analysts now treat crypto less as a purely speculative or adoption-driven asset and more as a macro or market-driven risk asset, meaning valuations are heavily influenced by interest rates, liquidity, and global financial conditions. So even supporters of crypto acknowledge the environment is increasingly complex. Network growth alone doesn't guarantee price stability. Macro regulation and liquidity matter more than ever right now. I'm gonna say that again. Macro regulation and liquidity matter more than ever right now. Crypto isn't magic. It's deeply tied to global macro forces, sentiment shifts, and systemic risk. So consider long-term resilience. Because now since crypto is shifting, that's what they're saying is consider long-term resilience, not hype. So it is time to get out of that meme coin. It's time to just get out of stuff because it's pumping, because some group is pumping it up with a whole bunch of money. It's like that side of crypto is over. So now it's time to focus on the long-term projects. So focus on projects or protocols with real infrastructure value, liquidity, security, and macro resilience rather than popular tokens only. So this was just a reality check I feel like people in the space need that wasn't on the macro side. I feel like I've been on the macro side since I really got into space and understood what was happening. So this is definitely a reality check. Crypto a service by forcing that crypto is dead whatsoever. Instead, especially now, it's a filter. So weed out the hype, focus on fundamentals, understand macro risk, and position accordingly. So the only assets that can absorb a $38 trillion debt overshoot is gold. Gold is the only asset in history that has ever taken in massive sovereign debt, not by paying it off, but by governments revaluing gold upward. So government, they revalue gold dramatically higher. The higher price of gold strengthens central banks' balance sheets.
They said we're gonna fail. We're gonna fail upwards. We're gonna fail up.
Exactly. And debt becomes relatively smaller versus gold reserves. Currency resets or restructuring happens. So this was used in the 1933 reset. the 1944 Bretton Woods, 1971 gold window closure, and then the 1990 sovereign restructuring. So if gold were revalued to stabilize the $38 trillion debt, price would need to be 10 to 25K per ounce. This is why many macro analysts watch gold or debt ratios. The second one is, of course, Bitcoin, because of the digital asset reserve. What is a digital asset reserve candidate? So Bitcoin can absorb debt in a different way. So it becomes a reserve asset. Institutions plus governments adopt it on balance sheets. Capital leaves failing debt markets and flows into BTC. So I'm saying it again. Capital leaves failing debt markets and flows into BTC. The currency system gradually shifts. So BTC doesn't pay off debt, it absorbs capital escaping the old system. So if BTC were adopted at 5% of global reserves, which is 150 to 200K, 10% would be 300 to 400K. So full global reserve parity, the price will need to be at $1 million to $1.5 million. So BTC is the escape valve asset. Then there's XRP. XRP is the liquidity absorber for cross-border settlement. So Ripple's tech does not wipe the debt, but it absorbs liquidity needs in a global reset scenario. What I'm getting here is, guys, because I'm gonna keep going. You see how everybody has a role to play? This is why I don't understand why there's tribalism in this fucking space. I don't know why y'all brought that same mentality that's in the old system to this new one with the tribalism. It's called divide and conquer, you idiots. And y'all are letting them do that. And a lot of y'all are gonna miss out on so much money because you fell for the divide and conquer tactic. Because you want to be a game banger. I think some of y'all secretly want to be game bangers. Y'all want to rep something.
Yeah.
Want to represent something. I don't know what it is, but a lot of y'all want to be thugs so bad. It makes absolutely no sense. But you see how Bitcoin has its role to play. If this is the case, if this is what they're going to do, which I believe they are, Bitcoin has a role. XRP has a role. Like, it's going to keep going. XDC, XLM, HBAR, Chainlink, they all have a role to play. So it is no point to be doing all this divide and conquer and just all the tribalism within the crypto space is pointless. Y'all look stupid. They're laughing at y'all. All of y'all XRP holders, all y'all Bitcoin maxis, Chainlink maxis, Metal, all y'all XLM, y'all all look crazy. I'm gonna tell you that now. Y'all all look crazy because everybody has a role to play. So I'm gonna just go ahead. So XRP, so Ripple's tech does not wipe the debt, but it absorbs liquidity needs in a global reset scenario. So here's how XRP can absorb debt flow. So governments, banks, and institutions need instant settlement. XRP becomes the bridge for large value transactions. High velocity usage increases demand. Utility grows as old debt markets restructure. So XRP is not a debt eraser. It's a liquidity layer essential in a restructuring world. So, but in global liquidity crisis, a fast neutral settlement asset is critical, exactly where XRP fits. And then you have XDC, XLM, HBAR, and Chainlink, which is the infrastructure absorbers. These don't directly offset debt, but they tokenize debt, tokenize treasuries, bonds, trade finance assets. They move on chain. They also reprice or restructure real world assets. So trade finance, which is XDC, remittances, that's XLM, enterprise workflows, that's HBAR. And then also enable new financial rails, that's the Oracle, that's Chainlink. To become the data backbone for a digitized monetary system. So these systems act like pipes and plumbing in a global reset. They don't erase debt, but they enable the transition. So it's not true that only one thing can absorb the debt. Everybody has a role to play. So the one that can truly absorb the $38 trillion debt, gold and Bitcoin can absorb it through revaluation. XRP, XDC, HBAR, XLM, and Link absorb it through infrastructure and liquidity. So the real answer is a global sovereign debt crisis is resolved through gold revaluation, digital reserve assets, like Bitcoin, new liquidity rails like XRP, and then tokenized debt infrastructure, XDC, HBAR, XLM, and Link. So no single asset does it. It takes a tri-layered monetary reset system. Please kill the tribalism. Let's end tribalism today. Let's end it. tri-layer monetary reset system. So the store of value layer is gold and Bitcoin. The liquidity layer is XRP and XLM. And then you have the infrastructure and tokenization layer, which is XDC, HBAR, and Link. Okay.
Damn. So you literally just broke down how all these guys play a major role in this entire thing. And where
In
people
this whole entire reset, yes.
Yeah, where people got it messed up, it's just like, yeah, no, I'm for Stellar. I'm Stellar. Like, forget.
No, Link's gonna do this. Link, they don't need, so they're gonna use Solana. They don't need XR. They're not gonna use the XRPL. No, they're gonna use this.
They're all sitting at the table.
Yes, and then let's get into the conspiracy side. It's Well, they just may not be sure. I think metal's the hidden gem. Blah blah blah. Like, no, guys, no. Please diversify. For the love of God, diversify and don't miss out on no money. Don't wear yourself too thin. Don't spread yourself too thin. Already know your budgets, even if you can only do 3. But don't spread yourself thin. Don't spread yourself thin. But also don't fall for the. It's called divide and conquer. That is how they are going to come in and take over this motherfucking space, and it worked flawlessly because y'all motherfuckers fell for it. And they knew they could do it because it's a space filled with men. Men are egotistical, so it was very easy for them to do. Because for some reason, men got to feel like I forgot I was on live. You know what I was going to say. They got to stay. You know, somebody
I said it first. Even though I see some females that be like on some. I said that shit first. I did that shit first. But yeah, men.
No. Yeah, I'm just a male predominant space. That's what I'm saying.
No, it is. No. I see them. You know, yeah. I see them. We ain't gonna say no names. But I see them all the time. I'm like, you wasn't first. Maybe you was first to point out a couple things, but you wasn't really. Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares?
Who cares? And even if you was first, who cares?
Who cares,
you know
bro?
Like,
you were first, okay.
All right. And
who cares? What are we supposed to do? Kiss your feet? That's all I'll be understanding. What are we supposed to do with that? You said it first. What are we supposed to do with it?
And these people be acting like they be getting paid from these companies, fam.
Yeah. My only issue is credit the person that did say it first. So make sure you credit the person that you got it from. That'd be my only issue. Like they go on people different channels and they steal content and then act like they was the ones who came up with it. It's like, no, please credit. Please credit the creator. That'd be my only issue. That's why I make sure I pop my shit when need be, because we're already underdogs and everybody want to act like they don't know who we is and they try to act like they don't listen to the channel. So yeah.
They in here right now. Hi. Hello. They ain't here right now. Or they'll be watching later. See you later.
So
see you later. Go ahead.
But yeah, y'all. So, but as far as this goes, that's why I told y'all before I even got started on this article that we were in the right shit this whole entire time. This is now the shift, and this is the focus that everybody needs to be on, is for the infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? This is where we at with it now. This is what's getting ready to happen. This is what's getting ready to transpire. That's why I told y'all Trump don't give a damn about his last 2 years of his term. His goal was within the first 2 years, which is why he came out aggressive and came out hard and was, putting belt to ass. It's been all gas, no brakes since he got in there. You know what I'm saying? That is why. What he's getting ready to do. That's why we're gonna get into this next article about his what is this? How Trump's crypto empire became the center of a new influence economy. We're gonna talk about that. So but yeah, I just want y'all to know we was in the right shit. That's why I intentionally broke it down like this, as far as talking about the debt, the $38 trillion debt scenario and how crypto plays a role in it. And I wanted to break down who and how they could eat the debt up, how crypto is involved. It plays a huge role in this, so that y'all could see that it's more than one winner. It's not just XRP. It's not just Bitcoin. It's not just Chainlink. Okay, it is multiple winners here. So please diversify. Please don't listen to these fools in this space. Don't XRP maxis included. Don't listen to these fools in this space, gang. They all I'm pro Chainlink. I'm blah blah blah. Like, y'all all sound like idiots. To be honest with you. All sound like
it's all good. It's all good. They all looking at y'all like, man, look at these cats. Even what we was talking about with Charles Hoskinson, you know what I'm saying what he was saying. He at the table too. Everybody just got a role to play.
Yep. And then the thing with this article is we could go so much deeper, because then we could start talking about revaluations of the tokens we just named. So yeah, I'm glad somebody just brought that up in the comments. We could get into that too, but I don't really want to go there. Might say that for another live. But let's talk about how Trump's crypto empire became the center of a new influence economy. So Trump's family business, which is of course y'all know World Liberty Financial, allegedly built what looks like a massive crypto holding or influence structure. So the report claims the portfolio could be as large as $11.6 billion, with hundreds of millions in crypto sales income in 2025 alone. Damn. So the report argues there is shadow lobbying by purchasing tokens, providing liquidity, or investing in DeFi projects tied to World Liberty Financial, or other Trump affiliated ventures. Foreign and corporate interests might bypass traditional political donation rules. So policy moves, so such as dismantling certain enforcement or regulatory bodies, pardons, or regulatory forbearance, may have benefited crypto firms or individuals tied to World Liberty Financial or broader crypto interests. So the report flags serious concerns, conflicts of interest, influence over national security decisions via crypto flows, and the fact that existing U.S. laws may not be well equipped to manage decentralized assets being used for lobbying or political leverage. So in short, the allegation is that a high-level political actor used crypto not just as an investment or financial asset, but as a political and influence tool, exploiting gaps in regulation and leveraging. So this article leads to clear regulation statutes for crypto. It could increase legitimacy, draw more institutional capital, and make assets like BTC, stablecoins, or infrastructure blockchains more acceptable to banks, governments, and large investors. The spotlight could push decentralization-minded projects, which is real utility, real-world asset tokenization, stablecoins, transparent governance as alternatives to politicized tokens, which might accelerate maturation of serious, durable crypto infrastructure. So this scandal might accelerate the old system collapse narrative, showing how deeply intertwined debt, finance, politics, and crypto are, possibly fueling demand for truly decentralized assets as hedge or reserve alternatives, like gold and real crypto. But it also underscores why a diversified structural approach matters. So mixing real hard money like gold, decentralized, utility-driven blockchains, not just hype and meme coins, and long-term assets rather than chasing politically linked tokens or easy gains. It sharpens the importance of building and holding crypto as part of a resilient, long-duration portfolio, not a short-term speculative bet that depends on power dynamics or policy win. So yeah, like I said, y'all need to be focusing on the macro side now. Now it's time to get out of hype coins. It's time to get over that. It's time to figure out what's the next big hype coin. No, y'all need to be paying attention to the infrastructure and the utility now.
Love him, hate him, whatever you feel about him, he's been moving so many different pieces this entire time. Because I remember back in, what was it, 2023, early 2023. Remember he had his own NFT that had sold out in a long time. That was the prelude to all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, I'm gonna come out with this NFT collection, and then, you know what I'm saying? Then the following year, his own coin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like everything that we're seeing right now is historical. It should be in history books later on, right? Even what he's doing right now, regardless of how you feel about him, what he's doing right now for himself, his family, his crew, that's some historical shit, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he's gonna be one of the Rothschilds. Like he gonna make sure that name is gonna be up in the mix because he invested heavily into these assets before they appreciated and skyrocketed in value and created his own ecosystem within this infrastructure. Exactly. And anybody can create their own ecosystem within this infrastructure. That's how early it still is. But when it starts getting more obvious, and that time is coming very soon, you're gonna see. You're gonna see.
So they're giving y'all a warning right here. They telling y'all, listen, y'all better get out of them hype coins. Y'all better get out of them. It's time to take those profits and move them elsewhere. Not financial advice, but do your homework. But I'm just going over the news and the updates, guys. News and the updates. So this next article, let's talk about the where is it? Let's talk about fiat inflation. Fiat inflation drives crypto adoption across the globe.
Okay. Speaking of macroeconomics, so fiat. If you don't know what fiat means, it means to decree. Um, so when a country money loses fast value, like when the money loses value fast, that's inflation, right? So people look for safer places to keep their savings, and many places that becomes crypto, etc. So big picture shit. The global inflation has cooled from the 2021-2023 spike, I guess. But several countries still face high inflation. You know what I'm saying? I think we're still. I mean, they may have cooled off, but they didn't go down. That's the difference. The inflation levels, they may have not gone up as much as they did the past couple of years, but they damn sure didn't go down. So in those places, people use crypto to store value in dollars via stablecoins like USDT, move money across borders, hedge against local currency drops, and then government's response ranges from supportive to restrictive, but usage often grows regardless, right? So different countries. I'm gonna give you a snapshot of different countries. And thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you guys for the likes. Make sure you guys are liking the live over there on YouTube. I don't know what the numbers are. Maybe you could check. Um, Foreign reserves fell sharply over the past decade over in Bolivia, stressing the economy. And then shops started posting prices in USDT, some cite that the central bank's daily reference. So the inflation hit 22% in October of 2025, fam, over in Bolivia. And then in Venezuela, this is one of these countries that we've talked about over the past 3 years religiously, right? Because of high ass inflation. Inflation hit 172% in April of 2025. And the IMF estimates higher for 2025 going into 2026 for Venezuela. I don't know what Cats is doing over there, fam, to make it happen. So they got very high persistent inflation and heavy use of stablecoins. So they got Binance dollars over there. And then 44.6 billion received in crypto from July of 2024 to June of 2025. And then their economy is increasingly wired to stablecoin rails to cope with sanctions and currency collapse. And then Argentina, their inflation 31% in October of 2025, which is down from the 200 to 300% in 2024, which is crazy, fam. But this is where it is. This is where it is. This is why a lot of these countries are like, okay, we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're just gonna take matters in our own hands and get into crypto, get into stable coins. Turkey, inflation 32% in October 2025. You know, Iran is down is 45% in September 2025. Nigeria, 16% of October 2025, lowest in this past 3 years. So you can see how using all of these different means of technology, whether it be stablecoins, crypto, and transfer money, is helpful for these areas, fam. So why crypto helps high inflation places is because stablecoins let people hold digital dollars without a bank account, and it's faster, cheaper cross-border payments than traditional remittances routes. Those remittances is heavy money. I don't know how much money. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot of money that gets moved, through those remittances. So think, MoneyGram. Think, what's the other one? Western Union. Think about that's all remittances, man, for the most part. And then it can bypass storages of physical dollars or strict forex controls, right? Though this may conflict with local rules. And then there are some risks because it's price volatility and platform risk, like different exchanges could be failing or get blocked. And of course, there's scams and shit like that. But for the most part, fam, they're seeing it as a means to survive. It is justified here. It is a means to survive. So even with even as global inflation cools, many countries still rely on this shit, especially the stable coins. You know what I mean? So because there's a lot of people that's just operating without bank accounts still. Like I know it's believe, but there's certain people in countries that still don't have a bank account, and they've been doing hand to hand, right? Hand to hand cash or whatever. But since the cash, their money has inflated and their money's not worth anything, these stable coins make it easier for them to push money and do whatever they need to do. whatever business that needs to get done. So for the user, stablecoins are the practical inflation hedge, while trading altcoins is more speculative, of course. But we're getting into that realm, just like how Kween mentioned, and she broke down all these different assets where altcoins is going to play a major role in this whole financial system. So, yeah, that was it in a nutshell.
Got you.
Of course, there's more numbers and shit, you know what I mean? But, that's the gist of it.
Got you. So FinCEN, let's head over to that article. FinCEN. So FinCEN urges money services business to be vigilant. Say the word, D. Vigilant.
What's that? Oh, yeah, vigilant. Yeah.
My accent be getting the best of me. Be vigilant in monitoring cross-border
Yep.
transfers.
Vigilant, taking action. So FinCEN is the U.S. Treasury's financial crimes enforcement network. They issued an alert reminding money service businesses to be vigilant about suspicious cross-border transfers, especially involving individuals without legal status in the United States. Oh my God! Like all of a sudden, if you don't got proper documentation, if you've been here illegally for ever, it's a problem, right? Whatever. But so this happened yesterday. So why FinCEN is doing this? Because cross-border money movement is frequently exploited for human, the T word. I don't want to, you know what it's saying. The movement of people. That's how I'm gonna say it. Fraud, sanctions, and other illicit finance. So individuals without legal status can be targeted or coerced by criminal networks to move funds, or their activity may intersect with these networks. And then FinCEN is reinforcing the Bank Secrecy Act, the BSA obligations, and need for timely suspicious activity reports. Right? Who must pay attention is those MSBs, so those money service businesses, such as money transmitter, remitters, foreign exchange dealers, check cashers, issuers, sellers of prepaid access, certain crypto and virtual asset service providers. They meet with the MSB criteria in the United States. So expectations for these guys are enhanced monitoring, file SAR promptly, basically reporting suspicious patterns tied to cross-border transfers, keywords, keep good records, risk-based KYC, sanction screening, and training. So common red flags for cross-border risk is structuring, funneling activity, third-party transactors, velocity anomalies, mismatched profiles, high-risk corridors, and use of MSBs or accounts that break the audit trail. So if you're an MSB, a money service business, these are some of the practical steps you could take. You could review the alert and update your risk assessment for cross-border activity. You could tune transaction monitoring scenarios, and you could refresh KYC and update your procedures. So it gets into some more, technical stuff, but overall, this matters because FinCEN. Hold up.
Oh, needs to be seen. FinCEN.
Oh, what the hell that is? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So basically, FinCEN is telling FinCEN often alerts or accompany targeted examinations and law enforcement actions, and then heightened expectations mean that regulators will look for evidence for the MSBs and trained staff. So basically, this is some very technical stuff. So they just talking about the safeties of cross-border transfers, and this is how you could tell we're getting closer and closer, because when all these organizations are getting involved with the movement of money and they're putting all these precautionaries in place, that means we're getting closer to the Wild Wild West being really done for.
Over with.
It's about to be a wrap.
About to be a wrap. It's over with. It's over with for real. It's already a wrap. It's over with. Okay. So was that everything?
I think so. So
Yep,
I think
I
so.
think that was the articles we had for right now.
That
Okay,
was some
cool.
good, that was some good shit. That was some good shit.
You had something from Did you say Kurt sent you something or it was something else?
Oh yeah. Did I hold on.
Anything?
Let me put it in there. A second.
I know it's some XRP news. It's some XRP stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in the Telegram right now. It was a tweet.
Got you. Here we go. All right. Oh, the path for XRP to become a legal tender. Okay, this was a good read. This is a good read. What's good? What's good, Aqua? What's good?
What's good, Mr. Aquaman? Peace.
So yeah, the path for XRP to become legal
Okay.
tender and eventually a global reserve currency is not fantasy. Who is the Stern Drew? Okay,
Yes,
so this is a pretty good read. We don't gotta go over this whole thing, but um
yeah, we could. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the Telegram.
okay.
But basically, he's explaining like the pathway for XRP's use case and all that stuff like that, and how governments and central banks and commodity exports and all these other people are going to be kind of using it. So it was a good read. It's it's definitely an interesting read. So if you're in the Telegram, I'm about to put it in the Telegram right now.
For sure. Make sure y'all get in that Telegram. Tap into the Telegram if you haven't already. So yeah, that's just some little XRP stuff for y'all to look at. But yeah, y'all. Other than that, that was pretty much all we had for today. Also, make sure y'all tap into the class for tomorrow. Again, it was requested, so we're doing an intro to DeFi class tomorrow, a live one. I guess some of y'all wanted us to run back a live class, so that will be tomorrow. What is it? 6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
6 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, make sure y'all tap into that class tomorrow. And then other than that, y'all, but don't forget you get a free month in the Patreon as well. For those who get to that class. But other than that, y'all, that's all we have for right now. So next time we got some updates, we'll tap back in with y'all. And yeah, we'll go from there. But other than that, appreciate y'all for tapping in with us on a Saturday. And we'll see y'all the next live. Did you say? I was just reading some comments. My bad, because I forgot to look at the comments.
That's a bot.
Oh, okay. I think people will still want and demand to have their sovereignty. Self custody is here to stay. Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, somebody said one of my clients just subscribed to the channel from hearing me listening to the show. Hey, appreciate you. Shout out to you.
That's what it is.
100. For sure. So yeah, y'all. But yeah, other than that, y'all, that's all we had. We'll see y'all on the next live. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have